in the world.
What's up, friends? Why is this still playing? Hi, my name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. That's a file on my 2019 folder called First 6S Battery. So I guess that's the first 6S battery I ever flew, September 17th, 2019. I don't know. Welcome to hell. Welcome to Monday giveaways and Q&A, and if we have time, we're gonna work on the dual camera Cinesplore a little bit more. But the giveaway streams tend to, take forever. So maybe we won't work on that, but whatever. You guys don't need to concern yourselves with that. I didn't open the chat up. This is real amateur hour up in here. Where is the chat? What's happening? Hold on. Let me reload YouTube Studio. Maybe that's why I didn't pop the chat out, because the chat wasn't there. Hey, there it is. Pop out chat. switch from top chat to live chat. And there it is. Frankie B FPV was first, maybe. Kenny Kobe was next. Chopper FPV Technique. Cameron Dasso, McConnell Studios, Aircon, Bob Noxious, Paul McDonald, Riot 9, Cole Powers, License to Drive, Northern Tier, Technique again, Custom Creations, Frank Nichols, Paul McDonald, Restyle, Bob Noxious, Aerospace Incorporated 53, Dan Richmond, Left Step, Alex Vornick, Bob Noxious, Chris FPV. Hi guys. If you want to talk directly to me, all you gotta do is type CiottiFPV into the chat. It'll look like this for me. And I'll know that you're trying to talk directly to me. You can also do a super chat. This is my full-time job. I rely on support from beautiful people like you. So super chats, or head on over to CiottiFPV.com. There are way better ways, to be honest, for you to support me on CiottiFPV.com. Namely Patreon. That helps me out the most and gives you the most benefit. It's $3 whole a month. You're gonna get way more than $3 a month out of it. Tonight is giveaway night. 3 of the 4 giveaways are Patreon based because that's really the best way for me to be able to get in touch with you guys, have your addresses, and it allows you to join a tier where you're only gonna win stuff that you can use. So $5 a month gets you in the Toothpick and Cinewhoop tier. If that's the kind of stuff that you fly, and that's the kind of stuff that you want to win, you can just be on that tier. $10 a month for the 3-inch and 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewhoop tier. $20 a month for the 5-inch tier. So you can join a tier so that I already explained it. Or for $30 a month, you can join all the tiers. So you'll be entered in 3 giveaways every other Monday. The 4th giveaway is for anybody. It's PayPal and Super Chat based. So yeah, when we start doing the giveaways in about an hour or so, I'll say now, and when I say now, in an hour or so, that's when the Super Chat and PayPal giveaways begin. Cool? Most of you folks know how it goes, but I saw a whole bunch of new names in the chat. If you want the gangly man to read your name, you gotta say something. I think I forgot to say that. Bob Noxious tagged me and said, "What's up, collective?" Grizz FPV says, "What's up?" CiottiFPV and Gangle Crew. Hey, by the way, if anybody's been getting spammy messages from Grizz FPV on Instagram, his account got jacked, and for some reason Instagram's not doing anything about it. Grizz, type what is it? The real Grizz FPV? It's not the real Grizz FPV. Grizz, type it in chat. Type your new Instagram channel in chat. Go to Grizz's old Instagram and report it. If we all report it, hopefully Instagram will do something about it. But also jump onto his new Instagram, or I'll hammer you in the face with a shovel. Super Deluxe is in the house. Denzel the Terrible says, "Hey, CiottiFPV and the rest of the Gangler Collective. Something's happening with my nose right now. It's revolting. Prepare for snot." Marcel off Axis FPV says, "I thought you moved." Hey, buddy. Nope, end of the month. Come on, YouTube. Get your fucking shit together. There we go. No one FPV, a little wavy man. Bugs FPV says, how do I make it orange? You did. It won't be orange for you, but it's orange for me. If you spell someone's name correctly in a message for that person, it'll be orange. Not for you, though, which is kind of confusing. McConnell Studios in the house. He says, Arlo Guthrie impression. I got to see Arlo Guthrie live, actually, when I lived in Charleston. That was a pretty cool experience. No one FPV says, I'll take a shovel over a 7-inch at full power to the face. It's true. It's true. My neck hurts, too. Yo, I'm just broken. I'm just a broken shell of a man. My right hand and wrist are all effed up from... So on Thursday, Patrick came over to the new house and we demolished this weird headboard that the previous owner of the house put up in the master bedroom, and it's as if he specifically built it in a way to make it impossible to tear down. He took a big ass sheet of 4x8 plywood and screwed it into the wall with about 1,000 screws. And then he put that concrete shit over it that you use in the bathroom. And Oh no, sorry. Then he did that with regular Phillips head screws. Then he put Hardybacker up with square head screws. Again, a million of them. And he made sure that he used square head screws that were long enough to go through the Hardybacker, through the plywood, and into the goddamn drywall. Of course, you know, why wouldn't you? And then he put the cement mud shit up that you would use in the bathroom. And then he tiled it, and he tiled it with these little tiny glass tiles all the way across the middle with tons of mud and concrete and shit. And then there were bigger tiles on the top and bottom. And like, I'll be honest, it didn't look bad, but like Maggie and I didn't want it. Like, and it was also sized for a king bed, and like, you know, what am I, a pharaoh? Come on, a king bed. What world is this? Take it easy. Relax. Oh, really? Come on now. Let me sign into iCloud in peace. Don't make me fill in. Oh, wait. There it is. Fuck you. So, yeah, so Patrick and I went at it like a couple of rabid dogs. And, we went at it with hammers and pry bars. And it was rough, man. Like we were hitting those pry bars absolutely as hard as we could, absolutely full force, for like an hour to get through this shit. And like when we were getting through the little glass bastards, they would just at random completely explode and just spread glass shards all over the room. We were trying to get it done before the local dump closed, which was great because we did, and then we took his pickup truck there, and as we were pulling up, the asshole at the front gate opens the window thing. We're closed! We're closed! I hate my life, and I hate you, and we're closed. So that, it was all bad. And then we ended up driving all the way to Woodstock to his to Patrick's juice shop where he has a dumpster, and we threw it all in that dumpster. But in the and then Patrick. So here's a time lapse of that. Hey, Patrick's in the chat. Patrick is P. Richard Scott, by the way, and he doesn't have any social medias because he's a fucking hermit. He's not a hermit. He just has a life. So here's the time lapse. At some point in this time lapse, Patrick pulls one of the big white squares off the wall, and it hits me square in the balls. So you'll see me double over in utter anguish. But it was worth it. And I just wrecked my my right hand and wrist doing this. Here, hold on. There's no real audio to it, but yeah. So we ripped the frame apart pretty quick. There was a pretty janky frame, top, bottom, left, right. We ripped that, but like this, like what we're doing here, man. Like this is like this was just ridiculous. Here comes the nut shot. Ready? 3. I think we already missed it. But yeah, there goes the Hardybacker, and then there's the 4x8. There it is. So yeah, that was absolutely awful. But it's done. And then Maggie and I painted it, and now it looks like this. Now it looks like that. Look at that. It's a wall that's the same color. So, you know, that was my Thursday into Friday into Saturday. And then I tried to put a new mailbox in, and it was just a complete goddamn nightmare. It was just real bad. There was this expanding foam stuff that I thought was concrete, and it was just all bad. I wasted like 2.5 to 3 hours doing this, and like got bit by an ant, and I'm allergic to ants, and that's been excruciating ever since. This was like Saturday. And then I tried again on Sunday with actual cement, concrete rather, and that was a complete nightmare as well. And yeah, and I've now like fucked up my wrist and hand, and it's just all bad. It's not all bad. It's just yeah. I'm not built for this, man. I'm built to use a fucking. I've been using keyboards and soldering irons for the last 20 years. You know, I don't do this shit, and so. And on top of all this, I'm moving shit, right? So like my fingers and hands are like trying to grab heavy boxes. So I'm just broken and I'm in a ton of pain. And yeah, I don't act right when I'm like that. So apologies to anyone I may have offended on yesterday's stream. Although I don't think it was that bad. I was just tired. And apologies to Maggie for me being kind of an asshole on Saturday and Sunday. But you know, the only way to get any better is to fail. So fail all the time, fail often, but say you're sorry, learn from it, and try to be better. And anybody who doesn't understand when that happens, they don't get the concept of like failing and becoming a better person. So yeah, fuck them. No, just kidding. Am I? So yeah, there was that. So that was my weekend, and I spent a bunch of time today packing shit up. I got a ton of boxes. I'm headed up to the new house tomorrow for a little bit to go to a floor and tile place, so that Maggie and I can pick out carpet for the basement. And the bedroom and this little strip in front of the fireplace in the living room. Not carpet in front of the fireplace, something wild. But then I'm coming right back tomorrow night because I need to get ready for this weekend. Saturday I fly out to Salt Lake City, Utah for an American Criterium racing event. That's why we're working on this dual camera Cineplore. Hopefully I'll have that done by then. If not, it's not the end of the world. I have 2 other working Cinesplores, which should be completely fine. And I am gonna hopefully spend a little bit of time with the QAV, whatever the hell it is, Pro S, whatever it is, to try to get this up and running. I think it needs a new flight controller. So basically, I'm gonna yank it apart, swap the flight controller. I think I have an identical flight controller I can put into it, so I will do a diff off of this onto the new flight controller, and if that doesn't fix it, I'm done. I'm not done. I'm just going to put it aside and not even think about it for this weekend. But I would love to have it up and running, although more just as like a backup rig, because it's 2.5-inch props. It's not going to be as efficient as the Cinesplores. I'll be able to put the Cinesplores on 3.5-inch props. That's one of the really cool things about the Cinesplore frame, is that if you take the ducts off, it'll clear 3.5-inch props, and you'll get a little bit more efficiency over a 3-inch prop, which for what I'm going to be doing is amazing. That's if there's a lot of wind. If there's not a lot of wind, I'll leave the ducts on because it'll be safer. And I'm all about safety. No one FPV says pictures or it didn't happen. John Goblin said, you don't sleep in a king? Oof. I don't need to. I'm a slender man, and kings are not any longer than queens. They're just wider. And I'm a skinny man, and Maggie is a skinny lady. So a queen bed feels like a goddamn, I don't know, feels never ending to the two of us. Meccano Studios says, with shovels and rakes and implements of destruction. No, NFBB says, be thankful he didn't use real brick for all of that. Oh my god. If he'd used real brick for all of that, I would have hunted him down and mercy killed him. No one FPV says, let me guess, fire ants. I bloody hate those things. I'm highly allergic to them and anything else that stings. Happy pens for the win. No, I'm so if I get bit by a fire ant, it blows up to the size of a golf ball, and like in the center of it, there's like a dime-sized area that's pus, that fills with pus. It's just horrifying. Other ants, just I don't know, just other ants, non-fire ants, when they bite me, it hurts almost as bad. It doesn't burn as bad. And it's about, everything is half. It swells up to half the size, and the pussy area is about half the size. I don't understand. I never had this happen when I was in New Jersey or in the Northeast. It never happened in Charleston. It's just happening here. No, I'm sorry. It did happen in Charleston. It's so yeah. I don't know. There's something about the ants in the South that I don't know. They fuck me up, and yeah, it's still like it's still all fucked up. Like this is me like not scratching it and shit. Like look at that, man. That's just from like a regular fucking ant, yo. And that was like 1, 2, 3, 4 days ago. 3, 4, 5 days ago. I don't understand. It sucks though, because like when I'm outside, I'm like paranoid as shit, like looking around for fucking ants. And like, you know what's crazy? When you're paranoid about ants and you're outside, they're fucking everywhere. They're everywhere. So like when I'm outside now, I'm like, nah. Like it really makes like being outside weird and like anxiety. I don't know. Demetrius says, irrelevant, what are you looking for in an ESC apart from the amp rating? I'm looking for it to be made by Acon, because they're the only company that can make ESCs that last for more than like 40 batteries. Acon produces the T-motor ESCs, the top shelf T-motor ESCs. The cheaper T-motor ESCs, I think they're called Pacer. It's the Pacer line of electronics. I'm pretty sure that that's not made by Acon. But yeah, the premium, the more expensive T-motor electronics are made by Acon, and they are just as close to indestructible as I've been able to find. And good Lord, have I blown up thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in ESCs over the years. So yeah, I don't care about anything else on an ESC other than whether or not it's made by Acon. BLHeli32, BLHeli-S, I don't really care. BLHeli32 is better, but if it's an Acon BLHeli-S ESC, I'll take it over anybody else's 32 ESCs. Same goes for flight controllers. Acon flight controllers are just better. So your safe bet is Acon stuff is a little bit hard to find. They don't do much marketing. They don't work very hard to get their branded stuff into a lot of different stores. So you'll have much better luck finding T-motor ESCs. And again, it's not the Pacer line. You want like the regular old T-motor ESCs they're a little expensive, but the Acon made stuff for like an extra $5 or $10 or $15 will last about 10 times as long. I've got Acon ESCs that are 2 and 3 and 4 years old, whereas every single other ESC I have ever run, including Hobbywing, which are just as expensive, I've never gotten more than 2 or 3 or 4 months from. Like, it's that bad. It's real bad. Yeah, I've blown up 5 Hobbywing ESCs. For the first time ever, I've gotten more than a couple of months out of a Hobbywing ESC. It's their newest 60 amp. But it's in a rig that I don't fly much, and I never crash. I bet you if I started crashing it or flying a lot that it would blow up, because that's what I hear from a lot of people. Hobbywing gets a good reputation because they sponsor a lot of pilots. So you'll notice that the people that say that they love Hobbywing are typically sponsored by Hobbywing. And when you're getting their ESCs for half price or even free, hell yeah, you're going to love them. What's not to love about that? So yeah, Acon or nothing, to be completely honest. Daniel Harmon put a space between Ciotti and FPV so it didn't highlight orange, but I just happened to see it. He said he bought 10 bags of cement for a project stored in my shed, and now it's all hard. Oh, that sucks, dude. That sucks. Tommy News says, "What's up, guys? Wi-Fi still sucks, but I'm here behind, but here." What's going on, Tommy? Scrolling back up. No one FPV says, "Very odd. Fire ants are the only ones in the U.S. ever has sting, cause a reaction for me, but biology is just weird." That it is. Michael D says, "You guys should get a California king bed." Nah, I'm not that fancy, man. I'm a simple guy. I mean, my queen mattress is like a $1,300 mattress that I got for cost when I worked for a furniture store in Charleston. And I'm very spoiled by it. So, if I get another mattress, it's a huge mattress does me no good. Like, a queen mattress is perfect. It's just the right length where, like, if I scooch down a little bit, I can hang my feet off, which I really love because I sleep on my stomach sometimes. The California king thing can blow me. Maggie and I are small people, and it's going to stay that way. Dusty Joe says, "Question, my Happy Model Diamond seems to be getting a little spicy. Any tips to cool that dude down?" Happy Model Diamond, so that's kind of the deal with, apparently, with ELRS. ELRS really pushes the processor hard, and then you combine that with an onboard VTX, and it just kind of is what it is. This new world of Cinewhoop AIOs get hot. So make sure that your VTX table is set up with low power until first arm. That's really important. And add a little bit of extra filtering. I mean, you should not be having the ESC core temperature warnings come up. If that's coming up on you, you need to add more filtering or bring your PIDs down, or look for a mechanical problem causing vibrations, bent propellers, banged up motors, broken frame, screws that are loose, that kind of stuff. Over on the Patreon page, I have a tech article under Tech Talk. You click Tech Talk at the top of my Patreon, and it's going to filter all the posts, so it just shows you my tech articles that I've written. There's a post in there called Troubleshooting Motor Heat. That's what you want. That's how you also troubleshoot too much noise in the gyro or too much heat in the ESC. So follow that. It's in a very specific order of most often is the issue to least often is the issue. So work through that top to bottom, and hopefully you can find it. But an AIO with ELRS and a VTX all on the same board, it's gonna get hot. But it should not be triggering the ESC core temperature warnings. That means it's getting too hot. PJ says, "Don't forget to remind everybody to smash the like button for the greatest stream in the world." There you guys go. Click all the buttons. It helps the YouTube thing. And head over to the website, click all those buttons too. Affiliate links on the website, free money next time you're ordering something FPV related or anything on Amazon. If you can remember to hit my affiliate link before you check out, I'll get free money, and then I'll piss it away on more stuff that I'll test for you guys. So it helps you in the end. It just takes, a month or two. Daniel Harmon says, "I think I blew up my ESC, but all the motors feel the same resistance. How do you tell if it's bad? Spinning the motor just doesn't, if spinning the motor just doesn't confirm anything." I mean, you fire it up and see if it works, basically. An ESC to some extent either works or it doesn't. If you really want to make sure, then you hook that ESC up to a different flight controller. But yeah, ESCs blow up, especially non-Acon ESCs blow up pretty friggin' frustratingly often. So typically it's an ESC. The other thing that you can do is swap two of the motors. If you have one channel that keeps if you have one motor that keeps dropping, one arm that keeps dropping, take another motor and swap it with that motor and see if the problem chases, and then you'll know if the problem does change, you'll know it's the motor, not the ESC. But yeah, it's probably the ESC. Really good comment by Paul McDonald. There are old school Acon 35 amp 30 by 30 ESCs that have one PCB, and then on the bottom, sometimes on the top, you'll see there's a little daughter board on the inside. It's just a separate PCB, a separate chipset, and it's soldered on. There's 6 solder connection points. If you slam really hard on concrete, you can hit it hard enough to break that little daughter board off. So just get a little thing of epoxy from Home Depot and just run a little bead of epoxy around that secondary board, and it becomes completely indestructible. Even if you do manage to break that secondary board off, you can actually solder it right back on. I have 2 ESCs that I've done that on, and they're both still going, and they're in the freestyle rigs that I batter the living shit out of. So B-Man says, what's up? YouTube just did the thing again. There it is. Tommy says, what's a good budget camera for a Vista? I don't think you should buy a budget camera because there really aren't many options. So like a budget Vista camera is probably only give you like $10 less. And yeah, it's just not going to look as good, right? Like the whole point of DJI V1 and V2 is that you can see where you're going, and then putting a shitty budget camera on it is gonna kill the one thing that it does really well. So yeah, I would recommend not doing a budget camera because that's the only point. If you're gonna do that, then you might as well go to analog, sort of, if you know what I'm saying. Plus, the budget cameras are gonna be 30 or 60 frames a second, and then that's gonna add latency, and it's already got a bad situation with latency. So, yeah, don't do it. Spend the extra 10, 15 bucks on a Nebula Pro Nano, a Nebula Pro, or the silver OG looking DJI camera. J Drone says 3:24 a.m. here and cooking my balls, as in it's hot. Dusty Joe says only core temp when ripping the backyard 107 in Texas could be a factor. LOL. Yeah, it's kind of wild once it gets hot out. Like our rigs do run considerably hotter. It's pretty wild. You'll love to see it. I think PayPal's lagging behind. Hey, my Home Depot order is on the way to the store. Which store is it going to? Going to the Lawrenceville store. It's going to be on Thursday. Well, that's not fast enough, you jackasses. Hey! I placed my FPV cycle order for the 2104 3500 kV motors that Bob had made specifically for us and me. So have at it, friends. It's not something that's going to go up on the website. You have to message Bob directly. So message FPV Cycle on either Instagram or Facebook, or if you're friends with Bob Rugi on Facebook, you can message him directly. He will set up. He's super busy right now, so don't expect him to reply within 1 or 2 days. It's going to take him some time, but he will set up an invoice for you with as many of the motors as you want. And yeah, you can get yourself some very rare 2104 3500 kV motors. The specs on the motors are exactly the same with Bob's 21 millimeter motors. It's just the higher kV, the 3500 kV, which, in my opinion, I mean, he should change, to be honest, all of the 21 millimeter motors to be 3500 kV, because there's just no reason to run anything higher than 4S on a rig that would have those motors. But nobody listens to me, so we have to get stuff custom made. But I guess if enough of you people bug him for him, so he had 75 of them made. I bought 14 of them. So if all of you guys run out and buy them from him, maybe he'll do another run, and maybe he will put them on the website. If you're building a Cinesplore, this is the perfect motor in my opinion. Especially if you're going to carry a full-size GoPro Hero on a smaller battery like a 4S 850 or a 4S 1050, which Tattoo makes as an R-line. If you're going to build a fatter Cinewhoop, this is not the motor for you. You want to go with his 23 millimeter motor for a heavier Cinewhoop, but don't do that. Heavier Cinewhoops don't fly as well. This motor with a lightweight Cinewhoop build flies better than any other Cinewhoop that there is. I've flown so many of them. I've had people do this exact same build. Every single person that's ever gotten up in the air with my Cinesplore formula is absolutely blown away. They fly like a freestyle rig, like for the first time ever. Cinewhoops always fly like a bag of smashed assholes, but this lightweight formula you can actually freestyle with. And if you guys can keep a secret, I will show you something. Hold on. I can't play the audio for you because eventually it'll get donkeyed. But oh man, did he text it to me? The Blanco Brown edit is finished, and yeah, as long as you guys can keep a secret, I will play some of it for you. But I have to email it to myself first because I live in the 1900s. And you can see some of the different flight characteristics of this Cinewhoop. I mean, it's hard to tell, but see if we, so there's a going under the big ass truck. I wanted to do it while he was rolling, but it was just too risky, and it was just silly. So I'm looking for when they're on the. There's Ti. Ti was pretty cool. Blanco Brown was super cool, man. He was like so excited about everything. Ti was much more chill, but really, really cool, regardless. Trying to find some, here we go. So look how acrobatic this Cinewhoop is. Not that. I can't believe they cut it. Oh, there it is. I think they put some of the wild shit. Once I'm streaming off of the Mac Mini, I'll play you guys some of the raw footage so you can really get to see it. But I thought there were a couple of the big drops in here. Maybe not. I don't see any of it. I'll be damned. Okay. Yeah, no, none of the really acrobatic shit is in here. I was wrong. But take my word for it. Lightweight stuff flies better. Done. Like, that's it. There's no, like, to argue that, you're wrong. It's just the way it is. Like, talk to anybody that is remotely involved with aeronautics, which is what we're doing here, right? Because we're in the air. And yeah, they'll explain that lightweight flies better, period. So, yeah, there's that. Apache Smoke Wood and Sniper says good morning. Michael D says PayPal, but I'm not seeing an email come through. But I'll give it a little bit more time. Sometimes, well, no, actually, I might as well just go to PayPal because I'm gonna need to have a tab open with it for later. Log in. Okay, cool. All right. Greg Womack says currently fly Orca V1 with all the digital choices. Michael D with a $25 PayPal. He says heading to bed. Good night, Captain James Holden and Collective. Thank you very much, Michael D. Very cool of you. Wonder why the email didn't come through. That's weird. All right. With all the digital choices, what is a real future-proof goggle? I keep upgrading goggles now. Think it's time to make the switch, even though I have 15 analog. God, I have no idea, Greg. I mean, I just moved to DJI. I don't think there is such thing as future-proof with anything in FPV because it's just, 8 years ago, FPV didn't exist, right? So, like, it's absolutely brand new. So of course the R&D cycle is going to be absolutely on fire. So yeah, I mean there really is no future proof. Hell, in my opinion, none of the new analog goggles really make any sense. And in my opinion, the good old Fat Shark HD3s with non-OLED screens give you every bit of information that any of these new, more expensive goggles do. Sure, they're less immersive, but as a pilot, like it's not about immersion for me. It's about just getting the information, the pixels. And yeah, the HD3s do that just as good as any of these other ones. Yeah, God only knows what's going to happen with digital. The DJI V1, V2 seems like a really solid choice. I have to assume that the V3 stuff eventually will be better, but it certainly isn't right now. And with the only option of VTXs being 25 by 25 whoop mount, what the fuck? I mean, like, just the silliest thing ever. So, I don't know, but Greg, I would completely abandon the whole try to find something that's future proof. It just doesn't exist in FPV. I don't know. Eventually, maybe it will, but not for at least a couple of years because, I mean, digital is pretty new, right? Digital has only been around for about 2 years, so yeah, of course the R&D cycle is going to be bananas on it. So yeah, I would just give up on that future-proof thing. It's just not. You're not going to find something, I don't think. Bugs FPV says which motor. He also says sorry, babe. FPV cycle 21 millimeter. Denzel the Terrible says yes. I ordered 8 of those motors. Thanks for the hookup. Nice. I was wondering if you guys had started to snag some. Gardo Rotor says, how heavy is too heavy for a Cinewhoop frame in grams? That's a really good question. What's up, Gardo? I don't even know what the Cinesplore frame weighs. Oh, my computer can't go to websites. I mean, there. So, I'll say this. I did a ton of research into Cinewhoops for an upcoming Cinewhoop page on Joshua Bardwell's site, the Ultimate FPV Shopping List. And I could not find a single other Cinewhoop frame that ticked anywhere near the number of boxes that the Cinesplore does. So the not very satisfying answer to your question is that you just should buy a Cinesplore frame. It's just better. It's got removable arms. It's got multiple different duct options. There's a lot of people flying it, so there are a lot of 3D print files available. Although, here's the real situation, is that like the Cinesplore frame is good. It's not like amazing. The rest of the Cinewhoop frames just kind of suck. They're not, in my opinion, they're not built for what they're doing. Like they're built. Most of these Cinewhoop frames are built to like slam, and it's like, what fucking professional shooter are you gonna show up and bounce your Cinewhoop off of trees and shit? And like, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that's kind of the situation in my opinion. And for any frame to not have removable arms in 2022, like, are you smoking crack? What are you doing? Like, get a fucking clue. So yeah, it's just better. It's just a better frame. And yeah, like I said, I've flown so many of them. And I've talked to so many people that have had these experiences with them that I can, you might not want to hear me say this, but you need to hear me say this because it's true. I'm somebody that has paid more attention to this than most. If you can find somebody else that has more data than me that says the opposite, please let me know. But most folks don't really test Cinewhoop frames. They just get a squirt and then fly a squirt and it flies like shit and they're like, well, it's a Cinewhoop, so it flies like shit. Like it's an aerodynamic nightmare. But we've seen some of those people actually fly the Cinesplore and be absolutely blown away. Big names like Nurk and Jet for a couple. If you think that, you know, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and that a better pilot than me booking bigger gigs, their opinion means more than mine, there you go. So yeah, that's kind of the situation. It's also a cheap frame. Like, it's like a $50 frame, so it's like, why the hell wouldn't you buy it? So yeah, and then as far as the build goes, the FPV Cycle 21mm motors or a 2004, and then 4S 850 mAh batteries, and don't junk it up with TPU, and you've got something that's like around 500 grams all up and just flies better. And then you get the best all-around ducts are the Stan FPV molded, and they're molded by HQ. And then you get some brass inserts in your soldering iron. You put the brass inserts into those ducts, and then they're hilariously strong. And it's just better. It's just way better in so many different ways than any of the other Cinewhoop frames. And yeah, that's just kind of it. I know that sounds like very like cut and dry, but it is. I've put hundreds of hours of thought and effort and testing and talking to people into trying to get a Cinewhoop that flies absolutely beautiful, and I have. And like, no better frame has come out since the Cinesplore came out, because I think my take on it from this is mainly the working pilots that I talk to. The general consensus is, yeah, Cinewhoops all fly like shit, so I don't even care. I just keep flying this squirt and it just flies like shit, and then that's just it. Because those people understand what the aerodynamic situation is, and a Cinewhoop aerodynamically is a nightmare. Like, it has everything going against it. And yeah, they're like, so many of the frames out there are so shitty that like a lot of these guys tried like 1 or 2 or 3 different ones, and then they're like, well, they're all awful, so what the hell? But when these guys have tried the Cinesplore, they don't go away from it, and it's so yeah, do it. Daniel Harmon says, if your replacement ESC is out of stock and you get a 55 amp versus a 45 amp, do you have to change anything to Bill Helly or Betafly? Absolutely not, Daniel Harmon. You don't have to change a thing. YouTube just did the thing, scrolling back up to try to find my place. Come on. There we go. Paul McDonald says, can we tell Bob they are the Ciotti style Cinemotors? You guys can tell Bob whatever you want in the notes section, and you should. Let him know who sent you. When you do it, also, I have an affiliate link to FPV Cycle, so hit my affiliate link before you check out. And then put in the notes that CiottiFPV is the best. Kevin Sumner says, what other of your builds or popular builds would you consider putting the 4S 21mm motors on? They would be really good on a 4-inch build. 2004s, 2104s, 2005. Those are the perfect motors for a 4-inch propeller tri-blade, 4-inch tri-blade for freestyle. It'll also do long range, but you could go with a smaller motor for long range. Unless you want to do long range where your footage looks good, then yeah, these are the motors that you want. And it would also pick up a DJI Action 2 really well because it's so lightweight, as long as your TPU mount is not super fat and stupid. That's about it. I mean, what else is there, right? Like, I guess maybe like a 5-inch toothpick, but don't build a 5-inch toothpick. That's silly. That makes no sense. Greg Womack says, Skystars F7 stack on a glide. What motors should I go with? Something that is not going to pull a lot of amps, because Skystars stuff has a pretty poor reputation. So you want to go with the smallest motors you can possibly stomach, Greg, to try to have that stack not blow up. So look at like a 2206 or a 2306 that's a really low KV, like 1600. Actually, you know what you should do is only put that stack on 4S. Do not put that on 5S or 6S. 4S on that stack is going to be a lot more, is going to extend its life quite a bit. So get like a 2206 or a 2306, like a 2300 kV or a 2400 kV would be the absolute maximum. And then I would put a motor limit on there too. Motor limit it down to like 90%. And what's cool is you'll have a rig that forces you to learn to not have tons of power, and that's going to make you a better pilot, and it's going to make your flight footage look better. The less power you have, the more throttle resolution you have, and that literally makes your flight footage look better. So that'll be kind of cool. But see if you can find a 2206. 2206 is going to be a good, because it's also going to be a little bit lighter than a 2306, and that's going to help with that whole kind of situation you got going on. And the Glide is a very, very lightweight frame, so that'll be nice. Metaldirtskin says, DJI is coming up on 3 years old. I know it doesn't seem like it. Jesus, really? That's absurd. Paul McDonald says, the Glide is 111 grams. It depends on which Glide you're talking about, Paul. There are 2 different top plates, 2 different bottom plates. There are arms that are slightly different thicknesses, in slightly different densities of carbon. So yeah, the frame weight of a Glide is a little bit of a moving target. Also, there are arms with longer devil horns and there are arms with shorter devil horns. So yeah, Glide is around 100 to 110 grams. 111, my guess is that's the absolute most current Glide, which has the heavier, stronger base plate, the heavier, stronger X plate, the heavier, stronger top plate, and the big-ass devil horns on the ends of the arms that are both... it's the arms that are dual drilled. They're drilled for whatever the hell it is, 16 by 16 and 19 by 19, I think it is. So yeah, Gardo Rotor says that would be a good baseline. The Cinesplorer, that is. Yeah, man, it's what you want. If somebody can go to FPV Cycle, there's probably a weight on the Cinesplorer. If you don't mind dropping it in the chat, I would love that. Daniel Harmon says, back in my day, FPV was home built. You could do it using a little Black Widow spy camera on a laptop. My friend built one for his heli around 2004. Still do it today, no reason to, but yeah, FPV, as we know, FPV quads have been around for 8-ish years. You know, FPV on whatever has been around forever. Paul McDonald says, hey, there we go, somebody already did it. Cinesplore is 125 grams with the V2 ducts. Thank you, brother. So there you go. The V2 ducts, though, are kind of heavy. The V2 ducts are 3D printed. I believe the molded CineFPV HQ ducts are a little bit lighter. Don't quote me on that, though. But the V2 ducts are 3D printed, and they're pretty heavy. Hey, there we go. Left Sept says 55 grams without ducts, 125 with V2 ducts. So there we go. 55 grams without ducts. Abraham says, future-proof in FPV is as big of a lie as child-proof in a home. You can try, but it won't work. Yeah, that's a pretty good analogy. Although, what the hell would I know? In terms of child-proof. The children that I'm going to be living with in a couple of weeks are of age that they don't need child-proof stuff. B-Man says, I rock the Squirt V2. It does what I need it to do. Maybe I'll go Cinesplore one day. You'll see, B-Man. It's worth waiting for, though, because it's good. Gardo Rotor says, I can get down with Bob's frames. Love my 3-inch Incisor Prototype 5s. Yeah, Bob makes some really, really, really good frames. Dan Sale the Terrible says, $31.99 for the Cinesplore frame. Is it really that cheap? Jesus. Wow, that's wild. That is absolutely wild. Super Deluxe says, I'm convinced when I build me one on live stream. I've built a few on live streams. Just go to my channel, go to videos. There's a little search function in the top, and just search for Cinesplore. I've built them a couple of times. I am potentially the reason that the Ultimate FPV Shopping List Cinesplore page has not launched yet is Joshua is waiting for me to do a build video. I've been waiting for the 2104 motors to come in. They are now on the way, but in a few days I leave for Salt Lake City, and then when I get back, it's just absolute chaos with the move and everything else. So realistically, I think I'm gonna have to tell Joshua that I just can't do it. I just don't have time to do that video, and I don't think he wants to wait another 3 weeks to launch that page. So I don't think I'm gonna be doing a scratch Cinesplore build. But to be honest, there's really no value in a scratch Cinesplore build. It's a very simple frame. There's nothing that you're gonna learn from me that you don't already know. There's a ton of room in there. It's a super simple build. So yeah, not the end of the world. It would be great for my channel and shit to have that video up there, and maybe I can knock it out eventually after the launch. It won't get that initial like whatever, but I would love to have it done. But it's just not going to happen in the next few weeks. The motors just took too long to get here. I was hoping maybe if I could get the motors in last week that I would have time, but that wouldn't even have mattered. There's just too much stuff going on in real life for me to be able to devote the time to doing it. So it's unfortunate, but you know, real life is way more important to me, to be really honest, than work, and FPV is work. So unfortunately, sometimes work has to suffer. And I'm okay with that. You know, I have a very, I'm okay with my priorities being life outside of my job. It's always been like that, and it will always be like that for me. And I'm never going to apologize for that. So, Gardo says 500 grand sounds like a good number to shoot for. Thanks, you're certainly welcome. Jackalope says, I thought you were out of your old place now. Nope, still looks like I'm in my old place. End of the month. YouTube just did the thing, scrolling back up. Kevin Sumner says, throw CiottiFPV some stacks to build you a Cinesplore, even though he hates building. Everyone has their price. I don't think Super Deluxe was asking me to build them. Oh, he was. Yeah. At some point I will, but yeah, it's not going to be for at least 3 weeks. But if you're really, and it's going to cost a fortune because I'm expensive. But if you're really into that, message me, and it also, it won't, the FPV cycle motors that I ordered are for my rigs. I would have to do another order for more of those motors, or I would build it on 2004s, which are great. It flies great on 2104s. Just the 2104s are a little bit better, and I like the idea of having FPV cycle motors on there. So, but yeah, if you're really into that and you can wait a month or two, I'd be down. Also, it's going to be expensive because I hate building, as Kevin Sumner calls out. 661 says, looks like you haven't packed up anything. Not in here, because I don't want these live streams to look horrible. But yeah, the rest of the apartment is just all torn to hell. Denzel the Terrible says, forgot your affiliate link, so sorry, it's okay. I forget to use my own affiliate link. I just ordered those motors and I forgot to use my affiliate link. I don't know if it would have worked though, because it was like a custom invoice, but whatever. I always forget to use my own, so I can't get pissed at you guys. Restyle says, would your motors be good on a Baby Hawk? I don't have any motors, Restyle. So I don't know what you mean by your motors. tag me again and just say what the motor is. 661FPV says, Super D, don't put a space in CiottiFPV. Oh, there it is. Yeah, now we good. Thanks, 661. Scroll. We're coming up on 11 o'clock, so we are going to do the giveaways soon, but I always, I really need to get caught up on the chat before I do that. So, Flyzone Drone says, what's up? Restyle says, the special order ones from FPV Cycle. So they are 2104s. What? I gotta scroll back up and try to find what the question was. Would your motor do good on Baby? No. Baby Hawk is a tiny little drone, tiny little motors. Baby Hawk, you want like 1404s, 1304s, wee little motors. That's a tiny little rig. These are Cinesplore and 4-inch rig motors. License to drive with a 5 pound super chat. He says, going to be busy, so in case I missed the giveaway here, put my name as Spin Again. Very cool license to drive. Thank you, brother. But good timing because we are about to do the giveaways. Let me click some buttons here. What is this? Oh God, that's that window with Reddit. Yeah, fuck this. I tried posting on Reddit. Somebody was saying that their posts were doing really good on Reddit, so I tried it, and it was not true. There's nothing going on Reddit. Let me refresh a couple of these windows here. Might get a little stuttery, but I have to do it. And let me take a look if I left myself any notes from last week. Nope. All right, cool. Or 2 weeks ago, rather. Restyle says, cool, thanks. You're certainly welcome. Grom Drone tagged me but didn't say anything. All right. Hey, there we go. All right, so we're good. Let me, I got to click some buttons here. Somebody asked me a question, and I got to click some buttons to get these giveaways going. If you haven't joined the Patreon, you're not going to get it on tonight's giveaways, but you will get it on 2 weeks from now. Oh, God. Yeah, I spent a ton of time researching all the different subs, Kevin Sumner, and I made sure that I posted in the logical ones. The problem is I don't spend any time on Reddit, so you know I don't have clout basically over there, so my shit doesn't get like pushed to the top. But that's fine. All right, let me click some buttons here to get these giveaways set up. You're just gonna have to watch me look at the other screen. Nemesis FPV says, "Is this the new studio?" It's not. This is the same exact studio from the last 2 years. Does it look? Is there something about it that looks new? I don't think I changed anything. All right, there we go. First one's set. Second one. Great Southern says, a few weeks ago you were talking about a 5-inch ducted rig. What was that one? So I put the 4-inch ducts from Stan FPV onto the Cineglide. They don't really make any sense being on the Cineglide, to be honest. In actuality, that's kind of a bad frame to put those on, so don't do that. Did you have a question about it though, Great Southern? Or did it just like kind of look cool? It did look cool, but you can't get the GoPro in and out of the mount. So it's just a bad idea. Good God, there's only 4 people on the 5-inch tier. All right, let's get that in here. And last one. Did that? There it goes. There it is. There it is. There it is. Frank Bernard. Okay. And All right, I gotta add these to the other one. So there's 1. Here's 2. And there's 3. All right, cool. So those should all be good to go. And before I forget, I'm gonna put license to drive in as spin again on the last raffle wheel here. Thanks again, license to drive. Technique FPV with a $2 super chat. He says, because I can. Thank you, Technique. Very cool of you. Right, let me get caught up on chat, and then we're going to launch into these giveaways here. Nemesis FPV says, nope, just wondering when we get to see it. End of the month. Then Great Southern says, it looked cool but I'm looking for a 5-inch ducted rig for use with the motorcycle stunt crew. Interesting. Usually motorcycle stunt riders are going pretty slow. Which is going to be like, which you should be able to knock out with a regular old Cinesplore, regular old 3-inch Cinewhoop. But yeah, I mean, if you need to go like 40, 50 miles an hour, you do need something bigger. Here's the problem with the bigger Cinewhoops is that the ducts are not durable. So I don't really understand them, especially the way that Stan FPV has designed them. It seems to be a pretty poor design, if I'm honest. I hate to admit that, but the mounting pad where the duct mounts to the arm is just absurdly thin. It's just this tiny little thin piece of plastic there, and that is like the spot that's going to suffer from the most torque. So I don't know. I just don't get it. I just don't understand them. Like, I guess they're and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're infinitely durable, but I can't possibly imagine that. And so maybe they're just there for show. Maybe it's just like, hey, look, this is safe because it has these pieces of plastic, and then just cross your fingers and hopefully you don't crash. But if you crash, they're just gonna break, and a 5-inch rig is gonna become non-ducted, and it's gonna hurt somebody. So I can't recommend it. I really can't recommend it. It's the same problem with the Shendrones thing, the aquaplaner or whatever, in the aquaplane. I don't know what the hell, but Shendrones made for NERC a bigger Cinewhoop, and they use this same style of duct where the duct mounts to the motor pads, and it just breaks. So yeah, I don't understand. And the flight characteristics that the ducts, like the ducts are gonna wreck the flight characteristics. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna put these ducts on. Terraplane, that's it. Thank you, 661. I'm going to put these ducts on, which are going to wreck the flight characteristics. And then if I do hit something, they're just going to break, at which point they're completely worthless. So just don't run ducts, because then at least you'll save like 200 grams and the rig will fly properly, right? Like ducts that break when you hit something are completely worthless. You know what you guys know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. But I don't know. Maybe somebody will make. I don't know. Let me get off the subject because it just makes my brain hurt. Great Southern says the Harleys are going pretty quick. So if I don't get the timing right, they leave me for dead. Yeah, I mean, bike riders are all geared up anyway, right? They have thick leather gloves, thick leather romper suits on, as the British call them, and helmets. So just don't fly with ducts, in my opinion. Like the times that I've flown motorcycles, I just haven't flown with ducts, except for one gig where they were all wearing t-shirts and shit. And then I did fly the Cinesplore, and it was totally fine. And I just, told them to keep the speeds down. So, yeah, man, I don't get it. I just don't understand why the motor pad on those ducts is so unbelievably thin. It's just, it seems insane, especially because the rest of the duct is hideously thick. So it's like, hey, let's make the duct completely indestructible except for the one spot where it matters most. Well, now you've got the worst of all situations. It's fragile as hell, but it's heavy as hell too. The ducts are like 50 grams each. It's just. I built this submarine and I put a screen door on the front. The damnedest thing. I dove, and then all this water came in the screen door. I don't know what's going on. It's so weird. Garter Rotor with a $2 super chat. He says, "Thanks for all the advice, homie." You're certainly welcome, my man. Great Southern says, "We have a cool idea for shooting the gap as these mid wheelies." So yeah, I would do it without ducts. That way the rig flies good. You have a better chance of actually hitting the gap, and it's just as unsafe. Just make sure they have gear on, right? Like motorcycle people. They wear lots of thick, heavy gear because they get run off the road by cars. So yeah, solar-powered flashlights, exactly, V-Man. Marcel Off Axis says, "I thought you were all about ducts before." On 3-inch Cinesplores, absolutely. And if there was a sensible set of 4-inch ducts for a 5-inch rig, absolutely. But unfortunately, there is not. So it's just insane. Great Southern says, "Yeah, no, the Harley guys wear shirts and shit, not armor." So yeah, I mean, you just can't crash. You just absolutely can't crash. And what that means is you can't do that shot, because that's not a shot that's, in my opinion, repeatable in a way that's going to be totally safe. You know what I mean? And like, nobody wants to be that guy. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just a wussy, and dude, just send it, bro. Fuck everything, dude. Doesn't matter, right? Like, but hopefully not. Hopefully not. Frank Nicholas says, "Shendrone's Terraplane molded ducts weigh 24 grams each, half of what you stated." So I didn't talk about the Shendrone's ducts. I talked about the CiottiFPV ducts, and I'm pretty sure that they're more than 25 grams each. Although I could totally be wrong. Let's take a look. I don't know anything about the Shendrone. Yeah, 46.8, so I was right. At 26 grams, Jesus. I mean, here's the thing. Even at 26 grams, I will bet you that if those Shendrone's Terraplane ducts have a thicker motor mount pad than these CiottiFPV ones, I can almost guarantee you that they will be more durable. But I bet you they don't. I bet you they have the same really thin motor pad. I shouldn't say that. I have no idea whether or not they do. But yeah, these CiottiFPV ducts, in my opinion, they're just not. And like, I don't know. Maybe they are strong. They're really expensive. Like, as much as I just want to go out and blast them into something to see how strong they are, they were really expensive, and I do want to keep a set around, like, just in case I absolutely... Because, like, what they will do is they'll slow down a 5-inch rig. But the thing is, like, if I need something faster than a ducted 3-inch rig, I'm just going to take the ducts off of the 3-inch rig. And then it's going to be plenty fast. It's going to be just as fast as a 5-inch rig with fragile-ass ducts. So, and to be honest, I would rather hit someone or something with a Cinesplore unducted on 3-inch props with little tiny motors than a fucking 5-inch death machine on fragile-ass break immediately, I think, ducts. You know what I'm saying? Hitting somebody with a 5-inch rig, woo boy. You gotta have some damn strong ducts on there. That's scary. Scary. So yeah, I don't know. It's... I hope I'm wrong, but I can almost guarantee you that I'm not. Because I've crashed a lot of stuff. and I'm like engineering minded, and the way that these were designed is just insane. So yeah, I don't know. How can we crash test these? How can we crash test these ducts in a way that doesn't leave me assed out? Does anybody else have these? Does anybody else have these StanFPV 5-inch? They're actually 4-inch ducts. Does anybody have an extra one? Or has anybody crashed them? I don't know, man. Maybe I'll just do it for science. Maybe I'll just put them on the. Now they're molded, Marcel. The only chance that they have to be strong is that they're not 3D printed. For the record, guys, 3D printed ducts are not strong at all. Like the 3D printed TPU ducts. I mean, you could kind of say that they're strong because they're TPU and they'll never break, but they have their own set of awful problems. So like, but yeah, 3D printed ducts, like, they're not strong. They're not. They're like, they might feel strong, but the second that you hit something, they just explode. I've blown up probably 30 3D printed ducts. Some of them printed by all different people that know what they're doing, people that don't know what they're doing. They just separate. Just the way that the energy comes into the duct is perfectly wrong from the way that they're printed. And yeah, they all just explode. So it's no good. TPU is the only way to 3D print a duct that's durable, but you don't want to do that because the TPU it warps and it molds, and then the prop hits it, and it's just a mess. So yeah, the molded ducts are the answer in my opinion. But who am I? Melodorton says Terraplane comes with 5 ducts, which probably tells you what they expect will happen. There you go. Great Southern says, dude, you have no idea how much you sounded like the guys when we were talking about it, CiottiFPV. You have no idea how much you sounded like the guys when we were talking about it. Who are the guys, Great Southern? 661 says, maybe consider folding props like a floppy prop for non-ducted rigs. It's actually a really good idea. It's a really, really good idea. I wonder if I could convince GemFan to make a 5-bladed folding prop. That's a really good idea, 661. Yeah. I had actually, you know, it's funny you mentioned that. I was, when I was thinking about how to make when I thought that the Criterion Cup was going to bring me on for their whole season, which was like 8 events, I busted out my foldable ducts, my foldable props. And I was like, ooh, and because there are some 3-inch foldable props. Hey, we got to do these giveaways. Let me stop yammering on. Stop saying good things and tagging me, friends. Marcel says, can I print you one? Kevin Sumner says, test those ducts by crashing them, go freestyle that shit. Steady Eddie FPV says, I have several of the 3-inch Stan FBG ducts. And every time I've crashed them, they break in the motor mounts. Jesus. And those are the 3-inch ducts, which are going to be miles stronger because the 3-inch rigs are so much lighter than these. So that really backs up my guess that these are going to be incredibly fragile. Bugs FPV says, I can't find anywhere to get the Cinelog 25 ducts. Yeah, I've heard that before, Bugs. That's one of the things that I was worried about with all of these new pusher rigs. They're not ducts, they're prop guards. I was worried about, like, hey, in 6 months when this company drops this platform and comes out with a new, great, amazing one, are they going to make the prop guards available? And it looks like they're not, which is just so goddamn annoying. B-Man says you can hammer TPU ducts heavy, sure. Pretty freaking strong. The idea, though, is that the props carve into the duct, giving you that perfect seal. That is all true, but the folks that I've talked to that have lived and tried to do working gigs with those TPU ducts get very frustrated with them when they put their bag into the overhead and somebody else's bag gets put next to it. They land and the TPU ducts are all fucking molded out of shape and the props won't spin. They got to spend an hour sitting there trying to push them back into it's just. I've heard from too many people that they're just a complete nightmare. Meanwhile, the Cinesplore molded ducts are like God's gift to everything. So yeah. Tuner Taxi says, I got them on a Badger. They do break at the motor mount. I stiffen mine up by filling in the hole with epoxy where the motor screws go and re-drilling the holes out. I think I remember you saying that previously, Tuner Taxi. That's really what they would need. I mean, I don't have a need for a Cinesplore that goes any faster than what I've got. So I'm not going to do that. But there you guys go. If you want a 4-inch ducted rig, buy these. Epoxy the holes all the way. Re-drill them out. You're going to have to get big, long hardware. But then, in theory, it sounds like you'll have something that's a lot more durable. Like I said earlier, the rest of the duct is very beefy. It's just that motor pad that. Oh my god! I just like. Oh god! It just makes me so angry. It makes me so angry when people design something, and like, how do you, how does that happen? How? At what point does, like, nobody involved in the process just take 1 second to look at it and be like, well, that ain't gonna fucking, like 661 says, don't think a 5-blade folding prop would fold. It would fold a little bit. I think they only need to fold a little bit. Great Southern says, stunt crew, just send it, bro. Homer Simpson GIF. Bugs FPV says, are there any companies that make generic 2 to 3 to 4 inch prop guards? Don't need it to be GEP RC, just need a 2.5 inch prop guard, haha. StanFPV is the only one. Unfortunately, his 2.5 inch prop guard is 3D printed, and it is just super fragile. All the 3D printed ones are super fragile. So yeah, I don't know of a that's not true. I do know of a, I don't know who makes it though. There is a 2.5 inch prop guard on Banggood. I don't know who makes it, but it does exist. I don't know if they still make it. But there is one. It's a clear plastic. Yeah, it does exist. It's not going to be super strong. It's going to be a hell of a lot stronger than Stan's 3D printed ones. So yeah, it does exist. You're going to have to dig for it. But, well, it used to exist. Bugs, and it existed like years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. So there's a really good chance it's gone forever, Bugs. Bugs also asks, why would you want a duct over a guard? From what I've seen, most ducts don't actually increase airflow. Yeah, the ducts and the guards, they don't increase performance in any way, shape, or form. They only decrease performance. The reason for a duct over a guard is if you're flying around talent or just people in general. A guard is not enough protection, and you will 100% cut someone, and if you cut talent, you're going to jail. You're not going to jail, but you're probably going to get sued. So yeah, if you're going to be flying around human beings, ducts are absolutely essential, in my opinion. You know, the Send It crowd doesn't care about other human beings, and they're the ones that'll ruin it for everyone. So, you know, I'm the asshole, I guess. But yeah, guards are. I don't really understand prop guards, to be honest. I don't know what they're for. I guess they're for flying around like expensive cars, where if you bump into the expensive car, you don't the prop doesn't hit it. But a prop hitting an expensive car, you just rub it off with your finger. The prop's made of plastic. The car's got clear coat. So yeah, the guard thing is a little confusing, but it does give you a little bit more protection. So I guess, I don't know. If you're flying around non-human beings, it's yeah, I don't know. Abraham thinks that the word talent is very cringy. What other word should I use that's less cringy, Aber? Kevin Sumner says, are the Ishin Cinewhoop 2.5 guards the ones on Banggood you're thinking of? Let's take a look. I don't think so. Now that you mention that, it's starting to jog my memory. Nope, those are definitely not it. Starting to jog my memory. The 2.5-inch guards that I'm thinking of, they were on that rig that had the aluminum front and rear standoffs that were rounded. What the hell was that rig? It was like the first guarded rig to carry a Vista. Joshua tested it. Somebody in chat will know for sure. Cinequeen, I don't think that's it. Maybe it is. Let me look it up. Not the Cinequeen. Gep RC made it. It is the... Nope, that ain't it. That ain't it. Gep RC Rocket? Nope, that's the 2-inch guards. It's a Transtech Beetle. Transtech Beetle. Transtech Beetle. Ha! I beat you guys to it. Transtech Beetle. Let's see. Images. Transtech Beetle. Pretty sure that's it. Beetle Mini. Come on. Yep, there it is. Transtech 2.5-inch Beetle. There they are. So that's it. These are the what the hell's happening? There you go. Those are somewhat durable 2.5-inch prop guards. I have one set of them. They're pretty good. They're nice and flexible, so they don't explode. And yeah, they're molded. These are the molded 2.5-inch ducts. So they're what you want. All right, friends. I'm almost caught up on the chat, and then we're gonna do these giveaways. Metal Dirtskin got it. Look at that. Just Transtech Beetle. I didn't see it. Damn it. I think Metal beat me to it. No. I might have. I don't know. It's hard. That's what she said. B-Man said the meat puppets, Aber. CiottiFPV is the talent. GrizzFPV says it was a diatone rig. I know that. Ha! All right. Good. I'm caught up. All right. Here we go. We got spin again on here. All right. Giveaways beginning now. Hang for a minute. First up, we've got the Cinewhoop and Toothpick tier. We've got a one of the OG smoke plastic little canopies. We've got a Newbie Drone right-hand circular polarized patch antenna. You know you want to show that Newbie Drone love. This is just a sticker, actually. You can choose to not put it on there. There's the patch. It's just black, but you got to put that sticker on there. Come on, show your love. A solid. Is this solid pin or is this rolled pin? Nope. Yep. This is a solid pin. I guess it's not that rare. We found them last night, but solid pin PH 2.0 connector, little whip antenna, Nitro Nectar 250 to try the smaller, lighter ones, and a cockroach frame. If you buy one of these cockroach frames, you do get a lifetime warranty. But one of the things to cash in that lifetime warranty is you have to show them that you bought it, and you're not going to be able to show them that you bought this. So you'll have to buy another cockroach frame, but then you'll have 2 cockroach frames, and you can be like, yeah, I don't know, you can do something. So there you go. There's the $5 a month Cinewhoop and Toothpick tier. Jay Drone says, ooh, nice. Jay Drone says, oh no, those are different ducts. I think those ducts are the ARC ET125 ducts. They're 2.8, only on AliExpress. That is another set of ducts, Jay. Those are 2.8. I have a set of them. They're black. There is one set of 2.8-inch props. I mean, yeah, those Transtech ducts, though, I actually like them a lot better than those 2.8-inch ducts, to be really honest. So, the 2.8-inch prop that does exist is pretty good. It's a 2840. It's a pretty good propeller, but yeah, there's 3-inch propellers that are better. Tuner Taxi says, those are the patches I used to make the helical antennas. I thought so, Tuner Taxi. When this showed up, I was looking at it without the sticker, and I was like, man, I've seen this before. Where the hell have I seen this before? All right, cool. So here we go. First giveaway coming up. Here's everybody's names. We're gonna submit. We're gonna make a couple quick little changes to the FPV raffle. This is PokeFPV's raffle machine. You can use it. It is raffle.pokefpv.com. Look at that. He made it for all of us to use. So feel free. It's super fun. We're going to do duration of 5, player 1 frame. We'll leave that alone, save it. Somebody's going to win some stuff. That person's name is not going to get blown away. Everybody else's names are going to get blown away. Let's see who it is. Tyler Sherrard still. Hope he got blown away. Seth Hopkin. I'm going to... 5 seconds is a little short. Seth Hopkin, congratulations. You've won some Cinewhoop things. I'm going to write your name down. Grab your address out of Patreon and send you some stuff. Seth Hopkin. Awesome. Congrats, brother. Put this over here. And hey, by the way, the 2 weeks ago giveaways, they are going to be going out as well. Hey, Seth, I'm also going to throw in a double PH 2.0 connector that I just found on the floor. Next up is the 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewhoop tier. And we're doing another frame this week. This is the Axis 3.5-inch. I don't know what this is called, but it's a really cool little frame. I've been super tempted to build this frame. This is a 3.5-inch rig with double 20x20 stack. So this is an awesome little Vista carrier. But it does come with some TPU that'll allow you to pick up a GoPro on it. So if you put a big enough motor on this, like a 2004 or like an X-Nova 1804, and you put the new HQ pitchy 3.5-inch prop on this, this would pretty easily carry around a DJI Action 2 or a GoPro Bones. Oh, dude. Now I don't want to give it away. This would be an excellent GoPro Bones carrier. Whoever wins this, you better put a GoPro Bones on it and show us some dope-ass footage. Damn, yo. Nah, I've got the AOS 3.5. AOS 3.5 will accomplish the same thing. Yeah. What motors am I putting on that? I don't know yet. Damn. This would make an awesome GoPro Bones carrier. Somebody do it. Somebody win this and do it. Here we go. FPV raffle. And let's submit. And I'm going to make it a little bit longer this time. Let's go to 8 seconds. And we're going to change the frame to the Mini Quad Test Bench Crush Light. Save it. Here we go. Go. Mr. Huggy's still up there. He hasn't been blown away yet. Frank Bernard's not been blown away. Oh, Mr. Huggy's gone. Frank Nicholas just went away. Ah, WOM FPV. Congratulations, my man. You've won a really cool frame. And I can't wait to see what you do with it. WOM FPV. I feel like I might have seen WOM in the chat tonight. I'm going to get your info off of Patreon and send you your stuff, bro. I hope you... you do a cool little build with this. That would be super fun. 5-inch tier is next. We're doing another frame. We are doing 4 sets of these gnarly Gemfan 5152 flash propellers. If you want to go a million miles an hour, these are absolutely the ones. And it kind of makes sense for this frame. This is an Avenger 225 HD frame, which is a big boy frame. This is a frame used by long-range folks. And there's also a Runcam Eagle Micro, my favorite OG analog camera ever, with the RC25G lens. So you can have this out of the box. This is like 160-ish field of view. And then with the RC25G lens, that'll bump you to like 170 field of view. So a bunch of different really cool things. I've heard really good things about this frame, actually. So somebody is going to win this with some props that are kind of well suited for it. This is a big frame, so you can put a big-ass battery on it, and you're going to need a big-ass battery for these props. So, yeah, long range, good for long range, good for, like, high-speed stuff. Really cool frame. It might have been Metal Dirt Skin that had a good experience with this frame, or it might have been Bob Noxious. I think it was Bob Noxious that said, yeah, it is, look at me, I can remember those things. I can remember things. Bob Noxious has 2 of these. Maybe he's about to have 3. This button, goat is ready. We've got 8 seconds was just about right. We're gonna do the source 1 frame. Here we go. All names but one will be blown away. Whose name will that be? John Goodwin? Nope. Frank Bernard, congratulations. You've won some props and a really cool frame. Let's get your name written down here. Frank Bernhard. Congratulations, Frank! You got some cool stuff coming your way. Frank might have won 2 weeks ago. I might be saving some postage here on this one. I'll figure that out later when you guys aren't live watching me do things. Congratulations to all those patrons that just won. Our next giveaway is open to anybody. $5 super chat gets you, or PayPal through my website, CiottiFPV.com, gets you on the wheel once. PayPal doesn't take 30%. YouTube and Google do take 30% of the super chats. It's okay, whichever one you want. $5 gets you on the wheel once. $10 gets you on the wheel twice. Ready, go. The prizes for tonight are 3 or 4 sets of those same 5152s, but in black for all the stealthiness. 3 or 4 sets of GemFan's brand new 5536s, 5.5-inch propeller. We've got a Vifly Short Saver 2, the only smoke stopper that actually works. If you don't have one of these, you've lost your damn mind. Buy one or enter this giveaway and win one. Very cool little Brain 3D keychain. We've got, if you have, or one of your friends has a QX7, I've got an Ethics QX7 screen protector for you. If not, we're just going to put it right back in. If you or any of you friends have MMCX, we've got a TrueRC OCP right-hand circular polarized 90-degree MMCX antenna. And then we've got a full set of motors from Flash Hobby. These are 20... God damn it. I just dropped this motor like 5 times in a row. These are 2207.5 big bastards, 1750 kV. The reason why I'm putting these props in is that they're a semi-decent match with these gigantic motors. I would want a little bit bigger of a motor than this for these props, to be honest. I would want to be like 2507, 2508, like big bastard motors. But to be honest, 2207.5 is a shitload of stator volume. If you're not completely insane like me and like you need every single one of your rigs to fly absolutely ridiculously dialed in like a 5-inch freestyle rig, then these motors are going to be really good for you to match up with these propellers. So these are the closest motors that I have to matching up well with these big bastard props. So whole bunch of stuff. Also, you're going to be able to tweet FPV@gmail.com a message and let him know that you won, and he's going to do a set of skateboard grip tape transmitter grips for you as well. So a ton of stuff tonight on the Super Chat giveaway. If you do PayPal, tag me in the who's he what's it here. Tag me in the chat and let me know that you sent via PayPal, especially if I forget you. I'll give you plenty of time to figure that out. So lots of stuff here for the Super Chat giveaway. Can you tell I'm moving? And I'm just trying to get a bunch of stuff out of this apartment so I have less things to carry. I should have been doing this for months. All right, so here's the last raffle. We've got a spin again on there already. Danzilla the Terrible with a 15 Canadian dollars super chat. He says 2 tickets to the gun show, please. Deal, Danzilla. Get you on here once and twice. Kevin Sumner says wee wee PP wee wee PP. Oh, there we go. There's the email from Michael D. Man, that came through slow. I think maybe PayPal is struggling a little bit, so let me go to their website, and I'm gonna look at I'm just gonna refresh over and over and over again. Log in real quick here, and away we go. Okay, cool. Recent activity, and I'm just gonna refresh this a whole shitload. Good Lord, Kevin Sumner, did you mean to send $143? Good God, Kevin. If you did, thank you so much. If you didn't, thank you so much anyway. I can refund however much if that was a typo. That's a very specific. It's a very specific number. 2 tickets to the quad show, please. Tonight's number is selected by the one, the only Bob Noxious RX. Kevin, good Lord, thank you so much. You were going on the wheel 2 times, and just confirm that you meant to send such an incredibly generous amount of money, if you don't mind. Let me just get you on the wheel real quick here. Kevin Sumner. If you're new around here, Kevin Sumner is always extremely generous. So the only reason why I question it is because it's such an odd number. All right, here we go. Tuner Taxi with a $19.99 super chat. He says, tickets, please. Thank you very much, Tuner Taxi. You're going on the wheel 2 times, once and twice. Bob Noxious RX with a $20 super chat. He says, 2 for the wheel, rest for the fun, my brother. Bob, you're going on the wheel 2 times, once and twice. There it is. And then the gear fund is getting kicked up to 210. So the deal with the gear fund, if you want to see the gear fund go up, you just have to specifically call it out. So tag me. Marcel Alfaxa says $20 for everything behind you. JK. Sleepy CBR with a $4.99 super chat. He's going on the wheel 1 time. He says loving the live stream. Glad you are, my man. CiottiFPV, supporting gambling addiction since 2020. Gator FPV with a $10 super chat. He's going on the wheel 2 times. Thank you, Gator, for your support. Thank you, Sleepy CBR. I'm very excited. So 2 weeks ago I didn't ship. I try to batch my shipments out, right? So every other week, once a month I'll ship everything out from the 2. I've had these 2 messages from Sleepy CBR. He won 2 weeks ago. I've had these 2 messages from him sitting as unread. I leave messages unread so that they don't disappear and get pushed really far down. And yeah, I keep scrolling past these Sleepy CBR messages like, oh nope, I'm gonna click on them, and tomorrow basically I'll ship everything out. Tomorrow's the day I get to click on those messages and get them read. Frank Nicholas says $10 sent for 2 times entries, please. Thank you, Frank. Let's get that going here, and so I'm just gonna come over here and refresh, and PayPal's gonna freeze. Dusty Joe says, I'll take a ticket. $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Dusty Joe. While I'm waiting for PayPal to figure its nonsense out. There we go. Frank Nicholas, 2x entries. Thank you, brother. Copy and paste. I just refuse to type anything. I have to copy and paste. Brian W, 10 for the wheels, 10 foot. Oh, God, I almost threw up. 10 for your sexy gangly ass, happy moving player. Thank you very much, Brian. Put you on the wheel 2 times. Once and twice. All right. Dusty Joe is the last super chat I did. Kevin Sumner says, had a shitty day. This is my pick-me-up. Very cool. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much. It's very, very cool of you. Because of Kevin Sumner's ultimate generosity, we are going to crash test these. And then I will, well, I don't know. Do we really, hey, Tuner Taxi, you said you crashed these, right? Is it like a joke? I don't really think we need to, I don't really think that we need to crash test these, because Tuner Taxi, it sounds like he has. Is it like a joke? Like, I will absolutely crash test these if, like, to figure out like, oh, they'll take a 5-mile-an-hour hit, but they won't take a 10-mile-an-hour hit. But I don't feel like they'll take an any mile-an-hour hit. Tuner Taxi, weigh in. Let me know. Is it even worth it for me to crash test these, or is it like, is it an absolute necessity to fill these centers in with epoxy and then drill them out? Try to make sure you get it straight, otherwise they're gonna be, the prop's gonna hit them. Tuner, if you think it's worth it for me to crash test these, let me know, and I will. You know what I'm saying, right? Like, you know what I'm getting at? Like, is it... I have these just for show. That's really the only reason that I have them. So, yeah, let me know. B-Man says, check PayPal. Got you, brother. Metaldartskin with a $10 super chat. He says, spin again because I'm moving as well. Metaldartskin has me putting spin again 2 times on the wheel. Here we go, once and twice. Thank you, brother. Tommy Noose with a $2 super chat. He says, one for the fun. Tommy, it's so it's 5 to get on the wheel. But let me do this. I'm gonna take $3 for Metaldartskin. I'm gonna take one of his spin agains away, and I'm gonna put Tommy Noose on the wheel. I bet you Metaldartskin would have wanted me to do that anyway. So Tommy Noose, you're on the wheel. Bob Noxious with a $10 super chat. He says, put Technique FPV on there 2 times as well. You got it, Bob Noxious. Thank you, my man. Super generous. My God, you guys are the fucking best, as always. As absolutely always, you guys are the goddamn best. All right, so B-Man is the... Hey, by the way, B-Man is really putting the time in to get fucking good with freestyle. Check him out on over on Instagram. You're posting most of your stuff on Instagram, right, B-Man? Check him out on Instagram. He's posting really good stuff. You guys are gonna love his nuts. All right, anybody who I've missed, make sure that you let me know. Sleepy CBR says, got my CiottiFPV grip tape in, Ciotti Purple, love them, very cool. Love it, Sleepy CBR, you got more shit coming. 661 says, could you use washers or motor skills under those ducts for strength? I don't think so. I don't think that would make them any stronger. Here goes Tuner Taxi weighing in. He says, stock, they crack on a drop off the table. Yeah, that's certainly what it looks like. Okay, yeah, so they're worthless without. So I'm not going to crash test them. That's just stupid. I would rather keep them for show. I'm never going to use them, but whatever. With epoxy, they break on the supports at the Y split. I would say anything more than 20 miles an hour, and you're cutting somebody. Now I can't say the word talent because somebody called me out on it for sounding douchey, and I hate sounding douchey. So yeah, I'm not going to crash test them. That's just stupid. All right. Is everybody on the wheel that needs to be on the wheel? I think we're good to go. Let me just give it another second. Here's who's on the wheel so far. If you don't see yourself on here, speak soon, or you're not going to be on here. Scrolling as slow as I can for you. All right, so there we go. There's everybody that's on there. If you don't see your name, tag me in the chat. Let me know. Otherwise, in like 30-ish seconds, we're going to click the button and a bunch of tickets are going to get blown away. And one person's going to be happy and everybody else is going to be pissed. Talent is the correct term. Don't doubt yourself. So I use the word... So I use that word because, A, it's gender neutral, all right? You know, oh, I don't want to hit the actor. Well, what about the actress, right? I do... I kind of agree. It is a little bit douchey, but it's I can't think of a better word. I really like, and I don't know. I don't think it's that douchey. There are words that are so much more douchey. In my opinion, the douche quotient on the word talent is is, let's say, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. And that's within the acceptable means for me. Frank Nicholas says actor is gender neutral also. It's an interesting one. I guess it can be gender neutral, but then why do we have the word actress? Right? It's interesting. They just call actor... Oh, that's interesting. Marcel says they just call actor, not actress, not talent on set. The other thing is that they're not... The other reason that I use the word talent is that it also covers singers, songwriters, that kind of stuff, right? Like I do these gigs for music videos, so usually it's not actors. Usually it's you know, a singer or a R&B superstar. I don't know. The word talent just kind of covers the whole group of, you know, people that are being paid to be on set and just people that you can't hit. Right? Be that a dancer, be that an actor, be that a musician. It just covers kind of everybody. But yeah, it is a little bit... it is, I will admit. Denzel the Terrible says, it is douchey, but that's what everyone on every set calls them. Jackalope FPV says, I feel like the only people who cringe at talent aren't in the business. J Drone says, I'm pretty sure the word actor is gender neutral. Tuner Taxi says soft target. You know, I said soft target for a little while, and then for some reason that started to feel douchey to me, and I stopped saying soft target. And also, if you say soft target to anyone other than an FPV person, they go, what? What does that mean? Frank Nicholas says, they're all just people, nothing more neutral than that. That's true. Yeah, I guess that's even better, is just to say when flying around people. Done. Yeah. Although what I was about to say is, you know, talent designates someone that's like gonna sue you if you hit them. But if you just hit a stranger in a public park, they're probably gonna come after your ass. So I guess the word people would probably work best. Leonard says negative. I'm a meat popsicle. All right. Nobody has said that they're missing from the wheel, so we're gonna click the submit button. That's going to put everybody down here. We're going to change the duration to 8. We're going to change it to the source 1 HC0. Hit save, and somebody's going to win, and everybody else is going to lose. Is that fair? I don't know, but that's the way that it works. The goat hollers. I accidentally hit buttons on the keyboard. Hopefully that doesn't make bad things happen. Tommy News is still there. Maybe he'll win. Kevin Sutton. Nope, he got blown away. Frank Nicholas. It's Frank Nicholas! Congratulations, my man. You've won a whole bunch of stuff, Frank. All right, Frank, yes or no on the QX7 screen protector? Yes or no on the MMCX antenna? And I think the rest of this stuff is usable for anyone. Yeah, yes or no on these two things. Everything else, I can't imagine that you wouldn't want. Kevin Sumner says, isn't soft target used in military contexts? It is. Yeah, it's to designate soldiers from armor, basically. Frank Nicholas says, no on the grip tape, that's okay. No on the screen protector, no on the antenna. Very cool. Awesome. Thank you, Frank, and congratulations, my man. Thanks to everybody else who got in on the giveaway. Wow, that took a long time. 11:52. I guess we're not working on the the Cinespore tonight. Ask me 8 more minutes of questions, friends. Karens are talent. No, hell no. Karens are not talent. Well, they could be. If the shoot is be like that. Man, I've made a huge mess. This is a whole bunch of stuff. Where how can I guess I'll put this stuff right here. Wait, no, I gotta write Frank's name down. Frank, you obviously don't need to message me because you're a patron and I have your info on there, so we good to go. But I do need to write your name down because I'll be damned if I'm gonna watch myself on a stream. There we go. I can almost read that. All right. This is why is this, man? I think the 18650 in this is finally shit in the bed. Oh, did I just get a PayPal late that needed to be on here? Oh, balls. I think one might have come in late. Let me refresh the screen. I got B-Man on there. All right, waiting for PayPal. All right, cool. So Frank's stuff is going down here, and Frank, what are you gonna do with these 5.5-inch props, yo? They're really nice. I'm really impressed by these GemFan 5536s. I want more people to fly them because I want to figure out what the hell motors they really work well on and what kind of rigs. I'm gonna actually, speaking of these props, I actually just swapped the camera mount over on the Cineglide so that I can run, and I put these props back on it. So I put a little Instagram edit up today, flying this thing around with 5147 propellers on these big boy Brother Hobby 2507s, and the session with vertical video. I think I'm gonna do more of that, but I think I'm gonna do it. I want to do it with these 5.5-inch props. But these motors are not quite big enough. The royal we are kind of sort of boycotting Brother Hobby because of how bad they screwed over Bob Rugi. So I think I might swap these motors out of here, but I don't know what motor to go to. So these are 2507s, and they're just not quite enough stator for these props. So I'm looking for a motor that's a little bit bigger than 2507. Any of you guys have any off the top of your head? Any thoughts on that? 2507, 7, 14, 21, 28. 7, 14, 21, 28. So yeah, I'm looking to stay with that like 3-to-1, 4-to-1 width to height ratio. So I'm not looking for like a super tall or a super wide motor. I want something kind of in between because this is going to be like a freestyle-ish. But I mean, this is basically my long range rig. At some point, I do want to put a Crossfire Diversity on here. I've already got this massive True RC Singularity. And it's on DJI, which is not great for long range, but it's any long range I'm going to do is going to be like a mile, and it's fine for that at 1.21 gigawatts. And then yeah, the session in here sideways for the vertical video stuff. So yeah, I want to fly this more. This is a really interesting rig, and it clears 5.5-inch props. So yeah, it's cool. I just, these motors are just ever so slightly not quite big enough. But yeah. What I like about this as a long-range rig is it's got a huge battery area. Like you can put a bit. I've got a 6S 2500 that fits perfectly on here. So yeah, this makes a good long-range rig, sort of, for me. For not long-range, medium range, right? But yeah, I want to fly this more. I'm gonna fly this more. Interesting rig. Puts the GoPro down very low. You can fly very low to the ground. That's the other reason why I want to go to bigger motors, is because I want to fly this thing really low to the ground really fast. So with a bigger motor, I'm going to get a quicker response time, which is really important when you're flying really low to the ground. And yeah, the way that this is set up, the FPV camera will like scrape the fucking ground, and the GoPro sits really low too. A little bit lower than a regular freestyle rig, where the fronts of the motors will be the tips of the props will be the first thing to hit. You can kind of see on this, the propellers will never hit the ground first before the little camera jib jab. It's a technical term for it. But yeah, that's I'm gonna keep those 5536s on there because they're an awesome propeller. Metalnerdskin says, what frame is good for those 5.5-inch props? I don't think I have anything that was fit. Those 5.2s are awesome, though. Yeah, there aren't many, Metal. I mean, like, I don't know of any frames other than the Cinesplore, Cineglide, rather. And the Cineglide, it's like, this clears 5. Well, all right, well, here's the deal. So the Cineglide, this exact weird-ass frame, this will clear... with these arms. These are dead cat arms. These are 5.5-inch glide. These are just regular old glide arms. We'll get back to that in a second. and they're dead cat, and they're 5.5. They clear 5.5 inch props. If you have a session mount on here, as soon as you change this to a Hero 8, 9, 10, 4, 5, 6, 7 mount, you can no longer swing 5.5 inch props. Here's the really funny thing though. These arms will fit on a regular glide frame. And when you put these arms on a regular glide frame, it'll clear 5.5 inch props, and you can buy these arms separate. They're Cineglide arms. They're on the web. They're on Bob's website. Use my affiliate link before you order them. So yeah, and you can put a Hero 8 on them. So I actually have a second set of these arms as a backup for this rig, or if for some reason I want to put a Hero 8 up in the air with 5.5 inch props, I can do it on a glide frame, regular old glide frame. So yeah, there's the full kind of situation. This Cineglide frame, in my opinion, the point of this frame is it's got a huge battery area. You could never fit this big of a battery on a regular glide. Or, so it's great for that. Or, this is a great frame for if you're doing if you're live streaming DJI. I built this specifically so that I would have a 5-inch rig for the American Crit Bike Series if for some reason those guys were going 1,000,000 miles an hour, which they don't go that fast. But yeah, that was the whole point behind this build. So those are the two reasons to build a Cineglide. It's a very weird kind of frame. It doesn't have great resonance characteristics, mainly because it's dead cat. When you have dead cat arms, the front arms are shorter than the rears. So the front arms have one resonant frequency and the rear arms have a different resonant frequency. It's not the end of the world. The frame is stout enough where you can get a good tune on it. But, you know, if you're going to nitpick, yeah, it's not going to have as good resonant qualities as a regular glide frame or as a regular glide frame, regardless of whether or not it's dead cat. A regular Truex glide is going to be the best, and then a regular glide with these arms is going to be next best, and then this Cineglide is going to be the worst. But it's still fine. You can still get a good tune on it. It's still a great frame, blah, 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 blah. But if you're a black box nerd, yeah, there you go. But those are really the only two uses I can think of for that Cineglide frame. You need to carry a massive battery, or you need no props in view of your FPV feed. Cool? Great question, Metal. Tuner Taxi says, did you ever show everyone that mind-blowing lake video? I did not. Although, it might be on the Patreon-only YouTube playlist. Let's take a quick look. So for those, one of the perks of joining my Patreon for as little as $3 a month is access to a Patreon-only playlist with almost 90 videos. Private Patreon-only live streams are in there. Sketchy flying that I don't want to be public is in there. And like half-done edits. There's all kinds of wacky stuff in there. And the lake video might be in there. Let's see. If it is, I'll give you guys a sneak peek. The most recent thing in there is almost 17 minutes of behind-the-scenes flying from my most recent edit, 40th birthday freestyle ripping edit. So if you want to see the full batteries in there, yeah, they're there for you. The Florida edit that I still need to make a thumbnail for and put up is in there. Look at this. Look at all these. Look at all these. Raw Run in Asheville, Nanohawk Maiden, Sketchy Greenville Dive. This is one of the commercials that got made from one of the early gigs I flew. Lake footage is from a long time ago. It'll be buried back here. A whole bunch of Patreon only streams here. I think that lake footage is on the Mac Mini. I think I pulled it off of this computer. Jesus, I didn't realize there was so much in here. That was a cool little edit. Might also be on Instagram. Nah, it's not in here. Yeah, that's another one of the edits that I need to get done. Jesus, sorry guys. There's nothing interesting on there. I spent $42.38 on Home Depot. There you go. Now you don't have to rewind to see what that PayPal screen was. Everything else is just the super chats that you guys already saw. Unprofessional streamer at your service. Kevin Sumner says BH didn't just screw over Bob, they screwed over all of us waiting for Bob's motors. Yeah, that's true. That's true. 661 says just add KV. Not in this case. Yeah, these motors have plenty of KV. They just overheat. You can actually feel them and hear them overheat. Metal Earthkin says hold on. Oh, AOS 5.5. There you go. AOS 5.5. That's an amazing 5.5 inch frame. I totally forgot about that. Good call, Kevin. Metal Earthson says bi-blade props for long range all day long, lower KV and higher pitch too. Are there any good 5.5 inch bi-blades? I usually stick to tries because they're better balanced. My experience with bi-blades is it's almost always impossible to get the jello out of the HD footage with them. Tuner Taxi says, for my long range rig, I run two 6S packs parallel, 1300 mAh China Hobby lines. Very cool. Putting you at 2600, which is pretty much, yeah, I've got that 2500. The two batteries thing is a great idea. I really dig it. Kevin Sumner says, we got that. Jackalope says, would you consider closing the stream with the Ferris wheel footage? Absolutely. It's not going to have the right music to it, but you'll have to join my Patreon for $3 whole a month to get the Ferris wheel footage with the proper audio. YouTube, can you please load? Thank you. Where is that Ferris wheel footage? Oh, there's the edit I did for T-Pain called "Keep Going." That's in there. I think that has an unreleased song in it too. Where is that Ferris wheel footage? I could have sworn I put it in here. Yabba 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 yooba. Man, all the SnowRunner streams are in here. Those are fun. Truckin' Tuesday. Dive Verizon. I guess I never put it in here. I'll be damned. Wait. Nope. It's not in here. Let me see if I can find it on the hard drive real quick. Christmas, Andy Spot. Bridge Life. I think it was in 2020. Man. I am not. Oh, it was right after Rampage in 2021. So it should be right in here. Where's Rampage? It should be easy to find. Rampage was January, February, March, April, May-ish. Greenville Stadium, Big Field, Eardrummer. Rampage. There's Rampage. Is it in here? Church, Container, Junkyard, Ferris. There it is. Got it. Is that it? Hey, there it is. Gotta kill the music for it, though. All right, friends. I think there might be one more chat comment. Let me drop the music volume all the way down on this, and then we're gonna find an Epidemic Sound song here and wrap this one on up. I'll be back on Wednesday, and I'll probably even stream Friday as well because I'll be home. But then oh no, wait, no, I won't. I'll be on an airplane Friday. So yeah, Wednesday stream, and then I'll be back on either Sunday or Monday. It kind of depends. I get home, I fly in, I arrive at 6 a.m. on Sunday. So if I'm broken, I might not have it in me to stream, but we'll see. Denzel, Kevin Sumner dropping the Patreon link. Thank you, brother. Denzel the Turbo says, I noticed the other day I don't have any props in view. Roma F5 V2 DJI, if that's of any interest. That's pretty interesting. Is that a true... is that a... God damn it. Dead cat. Those are the words. It's late. Brain broken. Kinetic says there's also a frame from Luma Quads called the Luma 55. There you guys go. Good suggestions for 5.5. To be honest, the AOS 5.5 is the one. Kevin Sumner says Mugs Hillbilly. What Bob said. Get on Discord. Link on CiottiFPV. And we're all caught up. All right, friends. Jay Jones got to work in 2 hours. Jesus. Here comes some Epidemic Sounds jams and the Ferris wheel footage. Love you guys. Be good. See you Wednesday.